Yo, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hey, this your man TP's man. Big Tiger, big play killer. What you go? Whatever you want to call me, man. Just don't call me Colette. Hey, we back, y'all. We back. I know I've been missing in action for the last few days, but I got a Andrew Beard second update. Hey, my man is moving up the charts, y'all. He's moving up the charts. I told y'all we had a winner. We had a winner, and he's moving up the charts. We got his dad, Jared B, on the phone. How you doing, Jared?
What's going on? What's going on? Big Tiger. How you doing, big dog?
Hey man, hey, it's too much. It's too much coming out right now, JB. Hey, you been on me. You've been on me about not having a TV at the ranch. So I got to go out there and get me
Oh, you gonna get you a big boy.
85 whatever the biggest
Okay.
thing I can get, folks. I'm gonna go get it, slap it on the wall, folks. Look, no TV service, folks. Going to go get that NCAA, and we get to it. We get to it.
Hey, that what it is. You need to have the wall leaning. Get you something so big it'll lean that make the wall lean.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now.
There you go. There you
I'm gonna
go.
go get that NCAA
Yes,
24, slap
sir.
it in.
$25.
Hey, how you feeling about that game? Now, a lot of people gonna get some good reviews. They say it's fun. I mean,
Uh,
EA, you see gonna have a little clunky stuff here and there, but they said
yeah.
for the most part, it's the funnest game they done played. Do you
Nah,
feel the
bro.
same way?
Most definitely. Most definitely. And I ain't saying it just to follow the hype, man. I'm saying it because the gameplay compared to Madden is no comparison. You remember the gameplay on NCAA 14, 13, 12, 11. Like the gameplay was a lot more user friendly, so to speak. Plus
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the hash marks in college football is a little bit different. So it feels like you got more field to work with. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, like the game is like you can run the ball better, you can block, you can see what you're doing. Everything is real precise. You remember on the game back in the day, the animation used to make you make a tackle, or the animation to give an interception, or the
Yeah.
animation to make, the dude miss. No. On this one, if you don't make the
Woo.
tackle, you miss a tackle. If
So you
you
trying
if
to
you
tell
didn't
me you got to
uh huh.
have user skills? The user skills is back.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes, I will
Woo.
say based off of your game experience, like if you put it on freshman, it's gonna treat you like a freshman. If you put it on All American, they're gonna treat you like an All American. But if you are Heisman type caliber, you gotta go. Everything
You
on
gotta
you.
go.
Yeah, everything on you. It's like you out there playing by yourself. You know
So
what
tell me
I'm
this real
saying?
quick, because you doing something with an old friend of yours, and y'all have done this years back in the day. Y'all did this every year for
Oh
years.
man, yeah, this tradition for us, our downtown friendship. Me and my
Yeah,
homeboy Harry, my big dog, him and I, we used back in the day, we used to play on teams all the time and build our team together, and we'll play together and just go through seasons, recruit, and we really were looking forward to it, man. It kept you out of the way. When I first started having kids, he first got married. It gives you a out of from being from the being in the club and I'm not saying the club is a bad thing, but when you're trying to slow life down, you know what I mean? You look for other avenues to experience life. And the
yeah.
game gave us an opportunity to hang out together, laugh and talk, relate, while at the same time have fun achieving a goal. Because, guys are goal oriented. So that's everything. So now it reignited that fire, man. He came up to the house the other day, brought the fire. My kids were back there in the back room on their fire. And he and I
Hmm.
got a season started, man, with UCF, and we've been taking off ever since, man.
Hey, this is crazy. Now you got to think about this. This is the first time for real, and we're gonna think about. Hey, this is the first time where you had a bunch of grown men.
Yes,
I'm talking
sir.
about 50 and 60-year-old men,
Right.
45-year-old men,
That's
ready to
right.
play a game just like the 12-year-olds and the 18-year-olds.
Absolutely. But that's that power. That's that shift in life. Like we in a whole different. We're in the present day future, right? It's just like
Uh-huh.
music. Now you got 50 and 60-year-old listening to hip hop. Back in our parents' day, hip hop wasn't even around. Just like
Yeah, yeah.
with PlayStation, internet, we're gonna be in an age where we'll be able to relate to our kids on a level that our parents just couldn't relate to us because they didn't have that. There was a generational gap that was so wide. Nowadays,
Hmm.
you don't have such a wide generational gap. So that's why you see so many guys staying, not younger, but they staying up to date. so in their older years. You know what I mean? Still being able to move and shake in a way wherein they don't seem like they decrepit and old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. When they saying what 30 the new 40.
Yeah, stuff. Now you starting to see the momentum. Like now, you and I, we 45, 47, and now we on. But we embrace more so than we look at it like, yeah, man, let me tell you, well, we got to bestow wisdom. We can still hang out. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
it's a cool thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. And let's give a shout out to Shirley. Hey, good morning, Shirley. Thank you for checking in. Shirley,
Morning
you want the ride or
time,
die. You always checking in. Appreciate you for all the love.
morning time, morning time.
But let's give the people what they came here to see. Some of this. We're gonna get back to the NCAA because I got to ask you about KJ. If y'all know KJ. He had a picture of Shadur in his locker. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're playing your season with Central Florida, right?
Absolutely, yeah,
All right. So you should have some insight because from what I'm seeing with NCAA, they kind of rate the guys kind of close to the rating. Some guys might not be happy with it behind their numbers, but when they on the field, they kind of look like what you see on Saturdays or on Sundays when they play in real life.
right.
So we're gonna jump back into that, but right now let's give put a spotlight on Andrew real quick, because I wanna know what's going on. All right,
Oh,
so
okay. Uh huh.
Andrew Beard, this is your son. He's starting to rack up more offers now. He got an offer from his most recent offer was Penn State, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely. Right. Penn State. Yep.
And he got an offer from Indiana too, right?
Yeah, he did. Uh
Now I'm gonna tell you the funny
huh.
thing about that. The guy from Indiana, he used to be in the Southern Conference. He was at James
Really?
Madison.
Oh, he was at SoCon. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he already offered him, and we still haven't got an offer from App State yet. We still haven't got that yet. Now I'm gonna say something. I was in a group forum this week with a bunch of App State players, and they
Right.
said it's not just Andrew. It's a lot of guys that's signing with other schools, big schools that didn't even get an offer. So I don't
Right.
know if these guys. I think they just don't really know. I think they bored with their guys already circled, and I don't even think they're aware that we have 4 and 5 star guys floating around, and their dads went to App State. I don't think they're aware of it, bro.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Like I say, it's you feel a way, because that's your alma mater, and my son specifically grew up a App State fan. He used to go back to App. My wife and I, she played field hockey at Appalachia. We go to the, we go back to the Rock, and we go to like Georgia State, and when they played out here, we go to UGA, and he's been going to Appalachia ever since he was a little guy, a little fella, him and his brother. So now that
hmm
he's old enough and he's been an opportunity to actually get recruited, it is disappointing for him, right? Not to say he would have went there, not to say he wouldn't, right? Not to say he would or wouldn't, but it's one of them things where he would have felt great just to been sought after. You know what I mean? And I understand it's a business and all those things, and Appalachian may feel like, hey, this is not what we want, right? This is not the direction we want to go in. I don't know how the recruiting department works, but what I will say is, when an opportunity presented itself to be recruited, he got recruited by someone who used to be at Appalachia. So it's not, with my son specifically, it wasn't one of them things where he's not what they like. It's one of them things wherein, like you said, I think it's more so they're not just scavenging, checking for former players' kids. They're looking for the best kids that fit their system. And if our kids fall by the wayside and don't even get a look by them, so be it. You know what I mean? But it's
Yep.
tough. I'm gonna tell you, it's tough when you've already sent film in, when you've already made phone calls, you've shown your face. He was just up there at camp last spring, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like there hadn't been a way where there's been a level of availability to say, hey, look at this guy, his dad used to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So for the guys that don't go back to Appalachian or the guys that don't you know what I mean, have their child affiliated with the university, I can see why App won't go back and say, okay, well, let's see what they're doing. You know, but in my case, it's contrary, right? Like I
Yeah,
was
because
there,
you
like
actually there, you ex boots on the
yeah, I'm
ground.
absolutely right.
They already see him, and like I
Yeah,
so right now, this is what I'm gonna say right now. I'm gonna say
okay,
I think the staff, the recruiting department is not aware of what's going on, and I don't think they have the same kind of budget to scout as many players. So I think once they get there, 50 guys that they're gonna scout or 100 guys they're gonna scout, I think they just lock in because they don't have the resources to reach out to a bunch of kids that they think they might not even get to come to the house. Like I don't know if they go down to 5 stars or off all the 5 stars.
right, right. Well, my thing is, my son has no stars right now. Like he got momentum. You know what I mean?
Hey,
And
we
the
know what it
biggest
is.
thing, but I'm just saying, the biggest thing about it is now you 100%, you could be 100% correct, and you could be an App State apologist because we that is our alma mater. Like I say
Yeah.
again, I'm not mad at App. I'm disappointed, true enough. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at them. Like this is a business, and on our end, we're gonna also treat it like a business, right? So you know, if he did decide he wants to go there, if they came in, actually put the work in, and recruited him and did the thing necessary for him to be there, I would. It'd be no harm, no foul. We'll be right back at Alp, going to the games, having fun. But if they
Hey,
don't,
well,
we won't.
I'm gonna tell you another
Uh huh.
school I don't see on this list that might pop up here real soon.
What's
Oregon.
up, Oregon?
Now
That's
you heard
interesting,
about
man.
the owner for Nike. He
Phil Knight.
said he's about to give Dan Lennon whatever he need, all the resources he need to build a championship team because I think he's 80 something years old, 86 or something. He's in his 80s. So, and I don't know if this all ties in together, but I know a bunch of their staff got cut, like a quarter of their staff from higher ups to the doorman. A lot of people got released. And at first we were saying we thought it was because of AI, but it might be because he was trying to dump on some of that salary so he can create a big nest egg that he can give to the university so they can start buying a lot of these players, kind of like what Ohio State and Florida State doing right now. So I think we about to see something different coming out of Oregon, y'all.
That'll be interesting, man. That'll be interesting, man. Like any opportunity makes great for better decisions, right? You make your best
Yeah.
decision when you got more opportunities and more options. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, look, hey, I'm all for it, man. You
So
know,
what he's talking about doing is kind of being like what the Yankees were to baseball a few years ago when
right,
they
right,
had the
right.
highest.
Steinbrenner.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you
Mm-hmm.
think that's gonna be fair to college football? Because I watched a video the other day when they had Colorado playing against Oregon in the championship game. Okay, 2 3 years from now, when Oregon can spend more money than anybody else in the country, how would the Colorados and how would the Arkansas compete?
Well, I don't look at it like there's ever been a level of fairness anyway, right? I think this has been going on, kind of unheard of, under the table, what have you, for a long time. In college football, we don't like a lot of parity, right? Let's just be honest about it. We like the greats to be great, and we like the underdog to slide through the crack every now and then. So I think
Mhm.
Colorado gonna be Colorado. I think UCF gonna be UCF, and so on and so forth. And I think regardless of the financial implications, everything's still gonna be status quo, right? You can't put me 11 people on the field at a time. So regardless of who you pay and who you don't pay, chance favors the ones who put the work in. I really do believe that. And all these great players are not going to one place, regardless of how much they feel like they can pay. It just is not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
That is true
yeah,
because you got playing time, and then you got some kids that
absolutely.
just don't want to go way out of Oregon. I don't care
Right,
how many
right,
uniforms y'all got. I don't want to play in Oregon.
right, right, right. Especially when you can if you from South Florida and you talking about, oh well, I'm a 4 star, or it can give me, I don't know, 600,000, wherein Miami can give me 400. I mean, it's not a conversation, right? It depends
Yeah,
on what
yeah.
you deem important. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
may
but
need to get out of that environment. Like, who knows?
hey, what I'm
Yeah,
hearing they about to do out there in Oregon, he probably gonna get everybody a meal. Everybody a meal. You get a meal, you get a meal, you get a meal,
Nah,
you get a meal.
nah, nah.
Let's make a deal. You get a meal.
Yeah.
Sign right here. I
Add
see.
food.
Hey,
Right.
I will
That's not
see
even
you
fiscally
in fall.
responsible. Right. I bet you will. You'll see bait rips all over Nike.
Yes, sir. You saw what happened when Texas A&M when it first happened. Texas A&M, they jumped out the box and got the number one, the best overall class ever.
Yeah.
So they might do this for a good 3 years straight.
But what
And
has Texas A&M got out of that class though? That's the thing. That's what I was alluding to. Regardless of what you pay for, you know what I'm saying, you still gotta produce.
yeah, now, but we talking about this. Jimbo Fisher was going through a lot, man. That man had a mood out there. His ex-wife was dealing with a player on the team.
Listen, man, listen. We talking about players. You know what I'm saying? You moving the goalposts. We talking about players. I ain't got nothing to do with somebody get drunk, they have a baby mama, break their leg. We just talking about players. You know what I mean? Like, if
Hey,
you want to apologize for everybody, we can't really have no conversation about nothing.
no, but look, this is what I'm saying, man.
Okay.
All right, now to your point, that's
Right.
true. If when you start paying guys and guys coming for the money, they really not buying into your program. They just come to get that check.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So that could create a problem in the locker room because people just there to really floss and shine. They're not really there to put in the hard work and be great. But at the same time, I've seen some of the guys that Coach Lennon recruits. He recruits dogs. From what I'm saying, he recruits like the Cowboys. He recruit big athletic guys that just like monsters. So I think he's gonna go for guys that really want it, and that million just gonna help them get a better trainer and stuff like that in the offseason. Speaking on that, your son got a trainer this year for the first time. Is that correct? JB, he might went through a dead spot. Oh, hold on. Gotta bring him back in. He went through a dead spot. I got you, man. Let me remove your old. All right.
All right.
We won't get no feedback. Okay, all right. So did you hear me when I said talking about personal trainers and stuff like that? Your son got his
Okay.
first personal trainer, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, man.
So what made y'all move in this decision? Because I know you and Josh, y'all have been doing a lot of personal training, doing stuff with him. I know you were doing a lot of stuff with the bags and drills, and then I seen some videos with Josh with him in the weight room.
Well,
So what
Josh,
made
hey,
y'all go
he's
with
had him
personal
in the weight
training?
room before.
Hmm?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, it's one of them things where, like the conversation was kind of like he and I had, right? Like you and I, we played ball 20 years ago. Me, 22. I came out
Yeah,
in
shit.
yeah, man.
Hey,
I came out in '02.
I'm
What's up?
23 years ago. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, you know, when I first broached the conversation, I'm like, hey, man, I think it's time for us to go in a different direction, right? I think it's time for you to, he's only, like I say, he's only 15, and he's playing in a position that I didn't play. Out of spread. I was traditional I formation split back. We ran a little shotgun or something, but it wasn't intricate like it is now. And
Mm-hmm.
with some of the slide step movements and things of that nature. Now, don't get me wrong. When you do a cross training, we train the offense, defense, his agility. I did that for the better part of about a good, 9 years of his life since he's been playing football, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my ego is not too big for me to understand I need to pass somebody else a baton. You know what I mean? I'm like,
And that's
hey,
good. That's
yeah,
good.
man.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you a situation. The other day, they were having a football conversation, and them guys
Okay.
started getting into a personnel and 11 personnel and 12 personnel and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one, I didn't play offense, and two, they came out with newer stuff since we hung up our cleats. So I'm not gonna
Oh,
sit up here
right,
and act
right.
like I know what y'all talking about when I don't.
Right. One tight end, one back. That's 11 personnel. Yeah, you had to keep going and so forth. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And see that's a great point, man. If there don't just try to create a space for you to fit into, especially when you don't exist in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's a big part of it right there. Um, And like I say, man, for me, I was letting him know. He was like, "But Dad, this what we do, this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Listen, I'm gonna be Dad forever. I don't have to be your trainer forever. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, from the time you started playing to now, the only person that's trained you is who?" And he was like, "You." And I was like, where have that gotten you?" And he was like, 13 offers. I said, "Facts." I said, "That's a fact." I said, "What I've done from my training from 22 years ago has gotten you this. I get a baton to someone else. Let's see what they can do."
Oh, you done dropped off again. All right, Jay, he probably gonna jump back in, y'all, if he realize he talking. Um, but so what he's saying is he's trained his son for last, I mean, the majority of his life, and he's doing exceptionally well. Like he's went to a few camps and stuff, and he's turned heads, and he's one of the younger guys out there. So man, maybe a man Jerry went through a dead spot or whatever. I know he's traveling right now, but so he's gonna hire a personal trainer to start working with his kid now, so he can take him to the next level because his newer things have came out, newer techniques have came out that we might not be familiar with. Instead of sitting here trying to act like we know and being stubborn, he's gonna pass the baton and actually pay somebody to help him stay up with the new techniques and stuff. I'm trying to see can I remove that one off stage. All right, JB.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. We back.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So
But
Andrew,
everything you said was spot on. I was
okay.
listening to everything you said. Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
receptive to it.
He's very receptive to it. It's a guy named his name is Marquell Beckwith, right? He's a running back coach over at Woodward High School in Atlanta. It's a private school over there as well, and he's been training for about 2 or 3 years. He played ball over at Troy. He was a running back over there.
Oh, Troy,
So
Alabama. Yes, sir.
Troy,
That's only
Alabama.
about what's about that's about an hour and about an hour away from me.
Yeah, not too far from me, right, man? So
Mm-hmm.
he got in contact with me or whatnot about it's been a few months ago, and I've been online on his website checking him out, and man, the kids are very receptive to him, and one of the biggest thing I like is that he knows how to get the best idea, the most out of these kids. I'll say that. You know what I mean? They really, it seems like they really enjoy what he does. Plus, he works them. So there's new bag drills, there are new footwork drills, slide steps, pad level. He works on things that unless you were in that offense, you would know. And if you study that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't study the spread and running backs in the spread. I don't understand the slide step, the low center of gravity, the way you got to read the hole, because I came out of I formation split back, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's some intricate things that they're doing now that I mean it's amazing. Some of these guys are they phenomenal athletes, man. I tip my hat to them, and I'm hoping that he'll help my young man become more of what he striving to be.
And I'm gonna say this: not only is he teaching him like new techniques and stuff, but the competition. If he stay with this guy, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to have some upperclassmen coming back that's probably already at different universities. Now that's a different workout because I remember when in the
Right,
summertime we wanted to work out and we wanted to get better, but you only had your teammates on your team that you could get better with, and if you was the best person on the team, they really couldn't push you like that. But now if you got guys coming back that's already playing D1 ball or
right.
they're top guys at their school that's over here training. Now
That's
he's
right.
gonna have other guys gonna push him, and when you get somebody to push you, now you can level up.
And that's a great point, dude. So not only is that a great point, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So when you look at that, there was a kid that already signed. He's already committed to Memphis. Another kid does actually have Appalachian and Troy, a couple of mid majors. I think like Murray State, um, guys looking at him. So now not only is it a situation where he got people pushing him, he got people that potentially are better than him at doing certain said drills, and they may be able to run routes better. So it humbles you too, because now
Yeah.
okay, I don't have it all. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
good in my perspective in my own space, but I'm not the man. Like I may not be like these guys yet. So like I say, it motivates. It's motivation. You know what I mean?
Uh, so, and I'm gonna throw this at you real quick, because I know you was a big time Kobe fan. You was a big time Kobe fan, and
Right.
sh- uh, we're gonna it was hard, man. I saw this the other day, and I thought of it. I said, dang, man, it's hard. But Kobe Bryant, his father passed away the other day,
Okay.
and I mean, just knowing Kobe's gone and now his dad is gone,
Right.
uh, it's hard. But we was having a conversation the other day talking about how Shador, I compared him to Kobe Bryant, and I said Kobe Bryant was not the most athletic guy in the world. Like he was more athletic than a normal person. But when it came to
Absolutely.
like a Michael Jordan or Vince Carter,
Vince
he
Carter,
was
no,
yeah,
no.
Tracy McGrady, he didn't have the same, or
He
even like
wasn't.
a
He wasn't
LeBron.
gifted as much as they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he
what
was
he
definitely
did
blessed
have
with his
was
talent. Yeah.
he had an ability to lock in and focus and want to be the best. So he worked out more than everybody. And I saw the same thing with Shador. I saw that when he was at Jackson State, when he would have the team turn the lights on the football field, so he could continue to throw into the night. And
Right.
he's been doing this and now he has a personal trainer. He's working out. That personal trainer, QB Select, Coach Darrell, he has like three guys, one for Miami, one for Virginia Tech, and one for Shador. Guys is all starting, all doing great things. So the same thing we were just talking about. Shador has people that can kind of push him, and I think this is going to create a better athlete for the fans. Like I think we're gonna get a product that we've never seen before because all three of these guys are learning from each other. All these guys are pushing each other, and now you got these trainers are able to have them all in the same house at the same time. We never was able to do this. Never.
Right. 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 No, you're right. I mean, that's a good point. You know what I mean? As long as they stay hungry, you know what I mean. I think Shadur's greatest asset outside of his work ethic is the fact that he's comfortable with a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of from finance to material things. So I think a young man in his position, one of his best attributes is his ability to have already adapt to being around a palatial environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money, money. You know what I mean? The young man grew up exposed to a lot, so he doesn't have that same worry as a coach would having a young man around these cars and girls, and now you got social media. He grew up in that environment. He's been a star for a long time. So I think the biggest thing you got now is, just now you got to shine. You got to make it make sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make it make sense now.
All right. So because he has that stardom around him, I know you said y'all was playing y'all season with Central Florida, right?
Right.
And Central Florida, they signed a big time quarterback this offseason. He's a transfer. He was actually a starter for Arkansas last year. And
Yeah. Yeah.
KJ Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
So playing with KJ Jefferson. Now, KJ, if you didn't know, he had a picture up with Shador or a news article clipping up taped onto his locker room locker. And it was saying like how Shador was the best quarterback in the Big 12.
Okay.
KJ Jefferson wanted to be the best quarterback in the Big 12. Like he didn't care about yours, all these other quarterbacks, Beck for Georgia. He's focused on Shador, showing everybody that he's better than Shador.
Right.
When you playing the game, do
Mm-hmm.
you think KJ Jefferson got a shot? at being an elite quarterback, like with his mobility and his arm strength and stuff like that?
Yeah. To answer your specific question, it's not a shot. He is he is a mobile quarterback. He is an elite arm talent. Not just on the game, but in general. That's why he in that position, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the game, he got a high rating, man. I mean, the young man, he can ball on them. To be fair, I haven't used Shedeur Sanders on the game to do a compare analysis, whatever, between both the guys on the game. While at the same time, he nice. He got a nice stroke, move in and out the pocket, throw on the run. If it's in the game, it's in the game, right?
Yes, sir. That's what they say. That's what they
Hey, that's
say.
what they say now. But
Hey,
yeah, man, he nice in the game though, bro. I ain't taking
what
that from
stood
him.
out to me with KJ, I saw two
Okay.
plays last year. One
All
when
right.
there's a corner blitz, I think from Kentucky, and he shook that guy off him. He threw him off him like he was a flea. He threw him off him, and I think he ran for a first down. And then another play against Vanderbilt or Florida, I
Right.
can't remember who it was, but he broke like 3 tackles, and then he completed a pass after breaking 3 tackles.
He a big boy. What's his
Uh,
size? He's a big boy.
he I don't know his height. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", but he's 250. 250, JB.
Yeah,
And
that's
man, when he
crazy.
slung them guys off him, he went to the sideline. He said, I lift weights. I lift weights.
Wow.
Yeah, he one of them. He different. I kind of compare him to you remember back in our day, and he played for Central Florida. Golly. What's my man name?
Culpepper.
Culpepper. Yes, sir. Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper. Hey, don't sleep on him.
Dante Culpepper. He had a nice arm. He's a 250-pound guy, mobile. They was almost same guy. It's funny they played for the same school now. That's cool. That's wild. But so you think he has a chance? Well, tell me about the team Central Florida, because I told people I felt like Central Florida brought in a lot of good guys, wide receivers. They brought their D line is nice. Is Central Florida? Do you think Central Florida might be a dark horse in the Big 12? Oh, I think we done lost Jerry again, y'all. I think we lost. Let's see if we jump back in.
Yeah. I'm here.
Are you here? Do you
Yeah, I'm
think
here.
Central Florida can be a dark horse in the Big 12? Do you think they can actually compete for the title?
What title are you talking about? Big 12 title or what are
Yeah,
you
because
talking
like
about?
you got to think about this. They're on the east.
Absolutely.
Colorado's on the
Absolutely.
west. So he
Right.
might get exactly what he wants in the championship game. They might go head to head.
Yeah. Listen, man. Not only do I think they can compete for the title, I think they got a chance to win it. Like competing is one thing, being able to win it is something different. I think they're gonna easily be able to compete being on the east side, because not being on the west, he doesn't have to compete with I don't think
Utah,
Arizona, Utah, right? I don't think he has
Colorado.
he don't have Colorado. Nope. And when you talking about one game, anything can happen in one game. But when you go
Mm-hmm.
week in and week out in the Big 12, who else in the Big 12? You got Baylor.
You
I
got
think you got West Virginia.
Kansas. The
You
two
got
Kansas teams
Kansas.
supposed to bring it. Kansas and Kansas State.
Right. Don't get me
And
wrong.
Oklahoma
It's gonna
State.
be interesting. Yeah, you got Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and Texas
Um,
Tech got a good for a guy like you that played running back. Texas Tech is the conference to watch this year. They got 2 guys on the list that's like inside the top 30 for all time rushers in the conference. And then you got what's the running back award? Doak Walker.
Doak Walker. Yeah,
Yeah, you got a Doak Walker award winner. He in the conference, and the
that's
guy
Isla
that
Gordon,
you
right?
playing with Harvey with Central Florida.
Hey, they got 2 backs. They got that number 7, and I think it's number 0.
I was gonna ask you about that, but I think his name is Boone. Number
Man, both
7
of
is
those.
Harvey. I think
Yeah,
number 0 is Boone. Which one feel the best on the game?
Whew, listen, man. Honestly, they gonna get both of them give you something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harvey gonna give you that consistency, right? He gonna give you
Yeah.
that play by play every down. He can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Zero give you that slash. He's smaller. He gonna slash. You know what I'm saying? He got the quickness. He got the explosion. But he doesn't he get tackled a lot easier when you put your hands on him.
Okay.
Yeah. The number
So
7, he's like he best all around. Like he got great speed. He don't have the explosion. While at the same time, you know, he got everything else you're looking for. He can catch out the backfield. Like he your number 1. He a starter for a reason, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But the other guy
Now
does give you a change of pace.
now I'm gonna say this. I've been watching a lot of games online, and if y'all can do that, man, do that. Get Colorado and let Harold have Central Florida, and y'all play a head to head. And you tell me how that turned out. Now, Colorado got a running back that transferred in from Ohio. I think his name is Hayden. He's looking
Okay.
real nice on the game. Like every time you watch the game, Travis does what he does, Shadur does what he does. But a lot of times, the player of the game is Hayden. I just want you to understand that. But this is what I want you to, because we know this region. They got a guy. They got a guy named Michael Welch from
Okay.
Millersville, freshman.
Baldwin County?
He ran over Shallow this spring, during spring.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've seen that. He was the guy that trucked
Nah.
Shallow.
Okay.
Hey, everybody's saying him, and it's another guy that came from Georgia. He was actually committed to the University of Georgia. His brother went to Auburn. Both of them flipped, and they came to Colorado. And this guy, I'm losing his name right now. Y'all help me out in the chat, man. Y'all help me out in the chat. What's the running back we got from Georgia? What's the running back we got from Georgia, y'all? And his brother. We got 2 brothers. One came from Auburn, one came from Georgia. I want to get his name right. What's going on, Rand? I see you. What's up, Chad? Hood, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Hood. So, Hood, JB, you
Yeah.
know how you have some guys that with Kobe Bryant, you want him to have the ball at the end of the game. You certain guys, Allen Iverson, you want them to have the ball at the end of the game, right?
Right.
I've seen Hood at the end of the game twice as the running back house it for like 70 plus yards, game winner, walk off
Really?
touchdown,
Oh, he a
walk
game
off
breaker.
touchdown. So they creating a Lindell White, Reggie Bush kind of situation at
That
Colorado.
1-2.
Yeah, and when Shadur leaves next year, if we get Juju, they might rely on these boys. So I'm gonna look real. I want the guy from Hayden from Ohio to get off, but if Welch get in there, because Welch they built almost the same, like about 5'10", 5'9", like 200 pounds, like 210 kind of guy,
Right.
and both of them have a speed explosion. I'm talking about Hayden and Welch.
And
Both
Welch,
of them they
right.
kind of seem like the same kind of guy, but I'm noticing on the game, nobody's playing with Welch right now. It's just Hayden. So I'm just like, I haven't got my
Okay.
hands on it yet. You know me, I'm gonna put in all the backup guys. I'm gonna see who really got it. I'm gonna see what their speed look like, and they might undercut them because they freshmen or whatever. But once the season starts and we get these updates, I think this thing gonna get real interesting.
Okay. And you said that's
Hmm
Colorado backs, right?
Yeah, Colorado back. So I think Colorado has the. I think the most underrated position on their team right now is running back because we so focused on the wide receivers in Shadur and Travis Hunter. But I think in the new offensive line, I think this running back crew is going to do numbers.
Right. Which makes sense. Like I say, we end up picking
you going out on him?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a call coming in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we ended up picking we picked UCF for well-rounded reasons. You know, in the past we would go through go through everybody's roster that we thought we were interested in, and we'll say, okay, we'll get this team because they got this, they got that. This time we just picked a team that was in we didn't want to get SEC and we didn't want to get Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we wanted to work.
Hey, you going out on me, JB? You going out? Come back to the light. Mm. Hey, y'all right. I'm looking in the comments, and I want to make sure I'm saying his name right. Augustive. He's nice. I think he's a sleeper too, and he's one of them guys. I'm kind of worried about how we gonna get him involved because if Hayden gonna do what he's doing, and then we got Michael Welch coming, but Augustive, he's he's that guy too. From what I've seen, he got a bag. He can do everything. He can block. He actually enjoys blocking. I think he got the most high end speed out of all these guys, and he's around 6'2". So he gives you that OJ Simpson, that what's my Eric Dickerson, that kind of Marcus Allen, that kind of throwback and tall backs that was shifty, and they could I'm bringing you back to the stage, JB. I'm bringing you back. You with me, JB?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Some of them
But
backs that
yeah,
can do it all at good size.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the running back we got from Arkansas. It's funny. The running back from Arkansas and the quarterback, KJ, they played together last year. And now you got one in Central Florida, you got one in Colorado. But the guy from Arkansas, he's actually from, well, Augustive. He's from Coach Prime hometown.
Really? So you from Florida?
Yeah, he from Florida. I mean, right there. Right there. Same,
Where's Prime
same city.
from? Like Fort Myers or something like that?
Yeah, Fort Myers. Uh-huh.
Okay. That's where
So,
Andrew Layton from. When we played with the
yeah.
Appalachian. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think he gonna get a shot just cause I mean you gonna always get hometown a shot. That's just part of it. Like you want hometown to do their thing. But and he like I said, he's a track star kind of guy, 6'2". And I think he's weighing in around about 220. So he's not a
220?
small guy.
Woo.
And he's already played in SEC kind of competition. And I think he had one of his best games against Missouri.
Really?
So yeah, he's not a slouch. Hey, you're right. Webster is a beast, and I think I want to know, did the game really give Webster his props? I don't think they gave Will Shepherd his props on the game. If y'all played with Colorado yet, in the comments, did they give Will Shepherd his props? Because I haven't really seen a lot of highlights with Will Shepherd watching the game so far.
Who's Will Shepherd? What position he
Will
play?
Shepherd is a wide receiver that transferred from Vanderbilt. Like he had a bunch of touchdowns. His I think he had like 20 something touchdowns his junior year, but he hurt himself. He hurt his shoulder, something like that. So he kind of went on the radar and went to Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Yeah, then his junior year at Vanderbilt, I think he had his sophomore year, junior year, but he was like second in the SEC with receptions. Got a new quarterback last year, didn't do too well, so he came to Colorado to pair up with Stewart.
Really?
So think about it. If you got off in the SEC with Vanderbilt offensive line in the SEC, he might really make some shake at Colorado with Shadua.
Yeah. Especially because
Yeah.
everybody got to play that pass game.
Yeah, especially when you got to worry about Travis Hunt out here and you got to worry about Jalen Wester that got caught 100 and some passes last year. Will might sneak in there and next thing you know, he's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. People didn't know his name.
Let me ask you something. As a Colorado enthusiast, right? Would you use Travis Hunter the way they was using him last year? And as much as they were using last year.
Now last year, I probably would have dialed it back. Maybe every game on offense, he probably played like 6 less snaps. I think I would have only had him in second and long and third down. I would not have
Okay.
had him in on first down
Right.
unless I know we were going to do a play action to Travis. But
Right.
I'm not going to have him on the field just to be on the field if I know for sure we're not going to him.
We're
Like
not
we don't
going to
need
them.
he's
Right.
going to be a key factor in this play. Either
Right.
be that blocker because I think Travis is one of the best blocking wide receivers, and that's one thing that people don't give him. So sometimes on the screenplay with Travis, he's blocking better than most guys. I don't know if you've seen it last year. He put a guy on the water cooler last year.
Oh,
Travis Hunter took a guy all the way to the water cooler and knocked the Gatorade cups all off the table.
okay. 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 All right, big Tiger. We get that you a fan of him.
No,
Would you
I'm just
play
telling
him
you.
just as much this season as he played last year? Because you didn't answer the question.
No,
You
I
told me
did.
how
I
you
asked question.
would
I
play him.
said,
You said how you would play him. Basically the answer is no, you wouldn't.
yeah, I would not. Like, especially this year,
Right.
like last year, you kind of needed Travis because the ratings. People was tuning in to see you doing Travis. So I've noticed a certain about a fandom. Once fans they lock in on their guys, they just want to see them. They don't care. They just want to see them, and they can't
Right.
get enough. So for Travis on the field, they was going crazy. They was loving it. This year with him being a top draft pick, I feel like they should scale it back. Kind of like what I was saying last year, scale it back, and we got a better overall receiving core, top and bottom and second string this year. So I don't think they got to lean on him as much.
Why do
I
you
don't feel like that. I
say
think third downs and second and longs again. That's where Travis should be utilized
I got you. I got you. So why do you say that you think he's gonna be a high draft pick?
because the most versatile guy in college football. So any team they can get him, and if they got a hole in defense or they got a hole in offense, or if they got two holes that they need to plug, they can probably do that with Travis. I don't think he's gonna get the same amount of snaps in the NFL, but I think they could try him at wide receiver, like see a team like Carolina Panthers if they hire
Right?
me on the board. Carolina need a lot of stuff. So if Travis go to Carolina, or if Travis go to a team like Denver, he can affect the ball on offense and defense if the coach
Correct.
want to go that route.
Right.
Yeah. Or say if they end up getting two good wide receivers later on in the draft, they can say, okay, well, shoot, you know what? We just gonna leave Travis at corner. But if they end up getting a nice corner fall to him, they can say, okay, well, we can just put Travis at wide receiver.
Right.
Yeah, he's the only player that gives coaches this kind of option. And I think that's why Downs went to Ohio State. They said that Ohio State told him he was gonna be able to play running back.
Running back.
Yeah, so he played running back in high school. So he was kind of
Yeah.
like Drew. But once he went to
Yeah.
Alabama, Coach Saban said, "Okay, you playing safety." That's the end of that.
I never knew that. Well, no. I mean, I was in. I lived in Gwinnett County when he was at Mill Creek, so I know all about Caleb Downs. But I didn't even know he would even want to pursue the running back position. To me, I think that's just personal opinion. That just makes no sense when you rank, top three safety in the nation. Like, why would you even want to entertain running back when it's one of those gruesome, not gruesome, but I will say is a lot more physically taxing than playing safety is. Like
Yeah,
when you're talking about longevity, I think sometimes you gotta protect the kid from themselves. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
that's
Well,
just
I'm
me.
gonna say this. Sometimes a lot of stuff don't make sense, man. I got 27,000 people that tune into my show on a weekly basis, and I only got
Right?
I'm less than 8,000 subscribers. So y'all hit that subscribe button,
Yeah.
lock in with your boy, cause
Right.
a lot of stuff just don't make sense, but we got to make
It
it
don't
make
make
sense. You
sense.
know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Hey, and do me another favor, bro. While you got some time, I want you to play with Syracuse. Syracuse might have the
Syracuse.
best tight end room of all time, and they got two nice running backs, a good quarterback. They dog at tight end. You remember Gaston? He played in the league a long time ago. I can't remember his first name, but it was a guy named Gaston, a wide receiver. play in the league. Just run that gas in or something. But
Okay.
his son plays for Syracuse, tight end. This guy we're
Okay.
looking at right now is the backup. His son got hurt. This
Okay.
this is his son right here. He a top 100 dude. This is the gassing guy. And I made this flyer for him because I'm just looking at all the tight ends they got in a room. They got a guy that came out of Georgia, big time player. He was a 4-star recruit. You see right here, he's mossing these two guys.
Okay.
They got another guy out of New York area, New Jersey area, 6'7", mossing guys like that. And but the guy I'm talking about, the backup, if you see right here, this is against Clemson, dog. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys trying to tackle him. He scored. My man got all kind of swag. If you see right, you see my man falling down, looking at him, score a touchdown right here.
Yeah.
He's an animal, JB. He's an animal. You remember the quarterback that played for the Saints? That little gadget guy they would bring in, Jason Teal or something like that.
Right.
He kind of plays like this. Is the same tight end guy. He got signed by Michigan to play quarterback, and
Okay.
he ended up not getting the starting role in Michigan, so he transferred to Syracuse. Syracuse ended up putting him at tight end. So I just think a two tight end set with this guy that can do it all. He can do the reverse plays that they got the flea flicker play on there. We can throw it back to the quarterback.
Right.
If he's the guy that's throwing the ball, you pretty much got a quarterback throwing the ball, and he can just do a lot, man. When I say versatile, him and this guy right here, and they got 2 running backs like what Central Fuller got going on. I think you can run the ball with two tight end set, and when you're trying to pass the ball, you got 2 nice options at tight end. I want to play with them guys just to see what they got, man.
Really?
I think Syracuse is going to be that dark horse that a lot of people say, what just happened? How did Syracuse end up being undefeated?
I know for a fact you were a really big fan of their the guy that came, the head coach. I know you're a fan of his. There you go. Right.
Yeah. Ferrari Brown, he gonna turn it around real quick now.
And see, that's what you've been saying. So I'm very. So you have me very interested in kind of, if nothing else, kind of peeking over the shoulders, kind of seeing what Fran got going on, because I like his momentum. I like his speech when his introduction speech, the way he was talking about it. I'm like, okay, let's see. Let me see what he's talking about, right? Because like any good new coach, he's talking about being having a level of longevity, while at the same time, he got some momentum in building that program, man. He got some pieces that make sense.
A lot of people buying in, folks.
He got some pieces that make sense, right?
I'm gonna tell you what I like. What I liked about him for the spring game, the day of the spring game, he wore an old player's jersey that played for Syracuse, but he went on to play for Philly, for the Philadelphia Eagles. So he had his Philadelphia Eagles jersey on the day of the game, like walking around and all that. Of course, he took it off before the game started. But that's showing homage to all the guys that came before them. That's showing homage to Philly, because he's trying to recruit that area. He's trying to lock down the North.
Right.
Now, he being very strategic. Carmelo Anthony's coming back now. They trying to sign his son to come play on the basketball team. And even Donovan McNabb spoke out how he feel better. He feel like embraced by the program now. And it's crazy because they had black head coaches prior to this.
Right.
And he didn't feel embraced.
Well, see, that's one of the things. Just because you're black doesn't mean you bring the culture with you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, I of course I put stock in the black, while at the same time, you got to pay attention to who it is. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. I hope I hope he's uber successful, man. It sounds like he got some, like I said, he has some momentum. You know what I mean? The biggest thing he has to do is just make sure he stays on his square. Understand why you there. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused on what you're doing. And who am I to tell a coach how to be, other than just a pundit or a fan that's rooting for him? But you have me watching these guys out of the corner of my eye. Like I
And
wasn't
see,
paying attention to Syracuse, but I'm locked in now. I will say that.
and see, I'm gonna say this: Syracuse is doing something like these tight ends. They got two tight ends that came in, four-star out of Georgia, and the other guy's 6'7". And like I watched him play basketball, bro. He looked like he's 6'9". Like I
Mm.
thought he was just a big guy who couldn't dunk. No, I got to tell you highlight tape, buddy dunking on people and everything. I said, oh, when you 6'7" and you dunking easy, I'm talking about easy dunking two hands. What's gonna happen when you go in a jump ball in the corner of the end zone with a 5'11", 6-foot linebacker? That's a mismatch all day long.
It is.
All day.
It's a you know, Jimmy Graham, Tony Gonzalez, Gates. You got that type of mismatch.
Hey, every day of the week. And they say his nickname is Moss. His nickname is Moss,
Mm.
and this is his running mate coming in, mossing people too. It's finna get nasty up there in Syracuse, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. But I want you to weigh in on this, JB, because I like your opinion on things. How you feel about what Coach Saban said? Coach Saban said he feel like Georgia and Texas are the favorites to win the SEC. He said Alabama. He didn't even mention Alabama.
He wasn't supposed to mention Alabama.
Oh, don't do that.
Alabama. He wasn't supposed to mention Alabama. I'm gonna tell you why. It's less about him and more about the unknown. It's an unknown there that Georgia and Texas gives you a known. Georgia and Texas give you a level of continuity, not only in the coaching staff, but in their teams, right? They're going to
Mm-hmm.
come back this season with not the same roster, right? Texas had more turnover than Georgia, but at the same time, they still got that same momentum. They still got that same continuity. They still got the same coaching staff. You know what I mean? Granted, the biggest thing that you can say about Alabama, they still got the same quarterback, which is a huge plus, but they got a different culture. As soon as you change coaches, you just change the culture, bro. So
But
I understand.
the culture that my man bringing in is he just played the championship game, so his culture pretty good. He got his
That's his
last squad to the
momentum.
championship game. Now he finna have
Nah,
better talent.
nah. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You riding the high of his success. He bringing in success. He's not bringing in culture, bro. Like this dude was out west in Washington.
Oh no,
He
I
coming,
look. I
yeah,
saw it during the spring game. Did you see the score of the spring game? I think the spring game score was 58-46.
right, right. Which that's
Bro, what in
listen,
the hell going on here?
that's what I know. Like that's cool, and he bring his playing style. My point is, when I say culture, I'm not talking about you know his success, right? I'm talking about the
Mm,
way you do things, the way you communicate, the way the kid buy into you, right? And I'm not
yeah,
saying they won't. Everybody gonna look good at the beginning of the season, but it's when it get tough, right?
yeah,
Even the great Nick Saban lost to Louisiana Lafayette, bro. You know what I'm
yes
saying?
sir. And he couldn't beat
So
Les Miles.
and he couldn't be Les Miles consistently. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
there gonna be some growing pains there that even Coach Saban understands. Georgia and Tennessee are rolling. They rolling. Tennessee is not necessarily. I mean, Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas and Georgia are rolling right now.
Mhm. Now,
Alabama
this is my thing about Texas
has
and
to find
Georgia.
their identity. Okay.
Now, this is my thing about Texas and Georgia. This not just Quinn Ewers. He's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's a elite quarterback. That's why he didn't go into the draft this year. Because I don't think he's elite.
Nah,
I had a guy,
nah.
my man Jerome, said he's a Texas fan. And he seemed like Quinn Ewers has topped out, kind of like when we had Joe Cox and not David Green and different guys at Georgia. They
Joe
was
Terry
good
Vincent.
quarterbacks, but they was the
Right.
same guy every year. They really didn't just progress anymore. They was winning games, but they wasn't really getting that much better. And I think at Texas, they kind of want to see the Manning kid so bad. So I don't think he's gonna have a. I just don't think that team is as together as people think. I think they got good talent. They got a big offensive line,
Yeah.
D line, but I don't think the quarterback situation is settled enough, and I don't think they have the talent that we think they have at quarterback. Even with Manning, I don't think they have the talent that we think they have.
Like you can go across the board and you can create. I'm not a Texas fan. I'm a college football fan. But
Yeah, me too.
based on what you just said, I have to speak on the fact of I have to poke a hole in your argument based off of not talent, right? I mean, basically off talent and not what you talking about saying he may not be that good. He may just be a complacent quarterback. You basically call the man a placeholder, right? For somebody who's actually talented enough to move the needle. And what I say to that is, Shador didn't get in the draft last year, right? You had other guys, Carson Benton get in the draft. You have, Quinn Ewers, he didn't get in the draft. You got these guys that draft eligible, but you and I both know that the success of the guys that did enter the draft outweighed the ones that didn't. That's just a fact.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true. Last
that
year's
was a
draft
great
was
business
top
move.
heavy. It was
It
top
was
heavy when it came to
very top
quarterback.
heavy. Right. And then you had a lot more accomplished quarterbacks than you did just talented quarterbacks. Now, don't get me wrong, them guys were talented, but Drake May, there's an argument to be said that Drake May wasn't better than Quinn Ewers or Shador Sanders. It was just one of
I
them
don't know about
situations.
that. I watched Drake May, and Drake May, he would light up the scoreboard.
No, I'm not saying
He
he
was a
wasn't.
versatile guy. Both of them kind of play similar to each other,
Right,
but
they
I
do.
think Drake got a more of a high upside than
Because of
Quinn
his
Ewers.
size more so than his play.
Size,
It's
and I
just,
think his
yeah.
mobility. I think he's a little bit more mobile.
But I don't think he's a better. I don't think he's a better quarterback. Based off looking at Quinn Ewers and Drake May, I'll take Quinn Ewers every day of the week. Drake May missed a lot of passes.
Quinn Ewers is not as accurate as people think he is. He's not.
But you can say that about anybody in the country. But I'm telling you, when I look at him,
Shador.
I'll take that's what I'm saying. But Shador, if I had to give a negative on Shador, is do we believe in a big game? They lost all their big games. Granted, I know they don't have a team, but it's easy to say that when you're going against marginal talent. Like everybody they beat would have got drilled to the ground by anybody that we talking about. So, you know, it's
I
hard
got
to
you on
grade
that,
them.
but it's just like you can only do so much. You can't play everybody's position. So Shador, he held his own. He wasn't
No,
a weak link. We could point out a
right,
lot of weak
right,
links on that team last year, and it wasn't Shador. So
right.
I feel like this year I feel like Colorado got a chance to shock the world this year.
Shot the word how? What do you predict? I
I
smell a
think they
prediction
might
coming.
do a crazy run.
I
I
smell
think
a
they might
prediction
have.
coming.
I think it might be. You know how the Rams came about and had the greatest show on turf when they just put
I
up so
do.
many numbers, and it was just
Yep.
like we can't even keep up with this. Like this is crazy. You got three
Right.
wide receivers getting 100 yards, and you got a running back that's getting 100 yards. Like how?
But what you saying? What are you predicting? It sounds like you got a prediction, but you won't do it. What is
Well,
your
I think they're
prediction?
gonna win the Big 12, and I think they're gonna make the playoffs. Now,
You
once
think
they get in the
Colorado gonna win the
playoffs,
Big 12?
win the Big 12, and I think they're gonna get in the playoffs. And this is why I say in Big 12, the only quarterback I think that can, well, two quarterbacks that I think can compete and throw with Shador is my man from Utah. I can't remember his name. I wish we had Wes on here. We
Cameron.
gotta
I
do a
mean,
show with Wes, man, because Wes got a son playing for Utah.
yeah,
We gotta, hey Wes Hunter, we need to get
that's
you on the show, man.
that's Cam Rising.
No, Cam Rising, that's Miami.
No, it ain't Cam Rising. It's Utah.
That's Oh, that's Cam Ward. That's Cam Ward. My bad. Cam
Yeah,
Ward is Miami. All right, yes, you're
yeah.
right. You're right. All right, Cam Rising. So Cam Rising, I feel like arm talent, reading the defense, all that kind of stuff. He's right there
hmm
with Shador as far as getting it done. Only thing about him is he's very injury prone.
That's a fact. Right.
Yeah. And now we've got
That that
KJ.
that's the same thing with Quinn Ewers. That would be his biggest knock to me. He can't. It's
That's true
hard for him to
too.
stay healthy. Right.
Yeah, that's true too. All
Yeah.
right. Now with KJ did good against subpar talent, but when he went against other SEC teams last year, he was okay at best. Now, he was kind of like how Shador was last year. You on a
hmm
team with and you playing against teams with more talent than you.
Right.
So I can't really fault him on that, but he had a bunch of turnovers last year. I
He
think they said
did.
he had like 15 turnovers last year. That's not winning
hmm
football right there. That won't
No,
win you nothing.
not at all. That's why I had said I think the Big 12 champ gonna be out of Utah. If Cam Rising stays healthy, Utah gonna win the Big 12. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
Hey, this is the only thing I say about Utah. Utah have good players, but I don't think Utah have elite players. I
That's
think
fine.
I
Yeah.
think Colorado has enough elite players on their team this year that's gonna make the difference when it comes to 3rd and 12 and 4th and 5. And I think they guys are gonna show up and make plays that you just can't stop. Like, man, how you supposed to stop Travis on the jump ball with man? You can't stop that. Like, what we supposed to do, man? Look at that dude jumped up, man. He up 11 feet in the air. What can we do for that?
I think they head coach is one of the most underrated head coaches in FBL.
I'll give you
I
that.
yeah, I think that right there. Everything you're saying, I can't dispute it, right? But what I
Mhm.
will say is coaching. Like everything you're saying right now, that's coaching. That's coaching. They're the one that's gonna have to game plan for those type situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I feel like we stuck with Nick Saban, why he walked away, because he know talent wins big games. So when it comes to talent, when we look at Colorado and we look at Utah, I think Colorado has the most talent. So and I think Colorado has the best quarterback. Now it's by a smidgen, but I think Colorado has the best quarterback. So I think in that head to head, I feel like we're gonna get that game. That's just how I feel.
You think Colorado gonna beat Utah?
Easily. Headlock. Put them in a headlock.
Ooh,
Come on, boy.
we might need a bet on that one. That might be a
Hey,
gentleman's bet on that
hey,
one.
sound like you're talking good. I like money.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't afraid to
Oh,
put my money where my mouth at now.
cause we you know what I'm saying. We ain't gonna be betting on Mountain Dews like Shannon and Skip. Now you heard what happened to Skip the other day,
I
right?
heard what happened to Skip the other day.
Hey, old Skip, they think you gotta let him go. Old Skip, they say he stepped down, but he really got fired. They ratings. They couldn't do the ratings. I think with Richard Sherman when he got arrested and all that happened, I think that hurt him too.
I think Richard Sherman is an intelligent guy, but from an emotional standpoint, I don't think he you can't have two of the same people. See, Keyshawn Johnson, he's not one to have a great sports conversation with when you go against the grain. Now you can have him as a singular personality. Like
Hmm.
he gets emotional, right?
Yeah,
You can't have two people on there being the same way. Cause see, that's the same way Richard Sherman was. He felt as though his reaction was, as long as I'm still articulating myself, I can still be a dickhead in what I'm saying, and it is masking how I'm feeling. But you
yeah. So
still
you need
see
somebody like a Max on there that
that's
would kind of
exactly right.
calm it out.
That's right.
He could be the
That's
punch
right.
bag a little bit.
You got two of the same people. Keyshawn and Richard Sherman was not a good match together. That's really what it is to me.
And and honestly, I looked at this because Richard Sherman switched over the corner, but he really wanted to play wide receiver. So you really had three wide receivers on there with that kind of mindset. You had three dudes with Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson, and
Right.
I'm
And
gonna say this:
Richardson.
Skip couldn't be his normal Skip because Richardson was ready. He was ready.
Yeah.
He wanted to light him up. Keyshawn wanted to light him up. Like so,
He had to be the moderator. And
yeah,
Skill's
yeah.
position is not moderator, it's agitator.
Exactly. So he could never really be who he wanted to be on that show because they didn't want to go too far left.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Those guys would have
Um,
cursed Skip out.
hey, a few things we're gonna talk about on the night show, y'all. And I want y'all to understand who this guy is. I will have some clips tonight. I mean, Cam Whitmore. When I say animal, and he was the 22nd overall pick or the 20th overall pick in the NBA draft. When I say animal, y'all, like he should have been the first overall pick. And looking at his, ain't no way. 19 years old. He already tried to posterize LeBron doing these workouts, these summer workouts they've been doing in a live game. He's one of the most athletic. I don't know if he's a shooting guard or a three guard. He's kind of like a combination of Zion and John Morant. It's kind of like
Mm.
that. Like he got explosiveness, but he's so athletic, and it's It's scary, y'all. Y'all got to check my man out. I will have some highlights later on the night to show y'all how freakish this guy is. You can tell when other NBA players start walking, when they see you get the ball, you get close to the cup, they start walking because they don't want to be in that poster. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're going to talk about our girl tonight, Caitlin dropping dimes. Her and Angel Reese, they did it big this All-Star game. Look, Caitlin dropping dimes. Angel Reese showing up like a dime and got old men looking, slobbing on themselves in front of the whole crowd. Like, just don't even care. Angel, she wrong for that. She wrong for that. And
but she still had 12 points, 11 rebounds.
Now she did do that, and they said they need some hamburger restaurant need to give her a double with cheeseburger.
The fact that I know her stat line speaks volumes about the distance that the WNBA has traveled. Because I have never in my life
when I tell you they money going up, I think they just inked like a $200 million deal when they had like a $60 million deal. Now they want the $200 million. Oh yeah, it's changing, man. They flying private now. Oh, and but this has happened twice, so this is nothing new. And so we got to understand what's going on here. We wanted Caitlin Clark and we wanted Angel Reese on the Olympic team. The All-Star just beat the Olympic team. So how they do it is they have the All-Star team. So all of them are All-Stars, but they have the girls that didn't make the Olympic team. They have them on one team. And all the ones that made the Olympic team, they put them on another team.
I've been paying attention to that. You heard what the outcome was, wasn't it? That was an All-Star game.
Yeah, and look, in one of my podcasts, this old man right here talking said if you got Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and the lady from her name for the Dallas Wings, I said they would beat them. I said if you put them three together, they would beat our gold medal team or our Olympic team, whatever you want to call it, because they always win the gold.
So wait a minute. So was Caitlin Clark and Anderw Reese on the Olympic team?
No, they're not. They
weren't.
People so they don't deserve to be on it. Now that kind of stuff. I said, man, last time I checked, the best player is supposed to be representing the country, right?
Right.
And if somebody dropping 19 dimes with her regular teammates, what's she gonna do with other super
All-Star?
Yeah, super talented, athletic players. She's gonna really get to put her skills on display, shooting deep bombs. Angel Reese gonna be dominating the boards, and you help grow your brand. I don't understand why we don't you get the memo. What's happening right here? But they need to fix this. They need to fix, and I think it's too late. I think it's too late to fix.
Well, like what I've been hearing is that Olympic team has already been practicing together. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Granted, basketball isn't football. The cohesiveness, you got to have it, while at the same time, you still can plug and play. You can still plug and play, right?
Yeah, that's true.
While at the same time, I don't understand why they don't flirt with that.
Yeah, because the last time I checked, this All-Star team that just beat the Olympic team, they haven't been practicing with each other.
They haven't been, right?
They just went out there and whooped their ass and took names. That's what they did.
Well, like I said, they got to win. They got to win, which is that's the ultimate plus. But then you got to win against ladies that proclaim them to be, some of the best, and they've been practicing together. And to go out there and get a win and two rookies lead you says a lot about who you don't have on your team.
Yeah, say a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's something to keep your eye on, man.
Hey, we don't went over an hour, my guy. Hey, I always enjoy it. I want to throw this out here. I know you know this guy personally. This is your family member, our teammate. He played for the Indianapolis Colts, played for Appalachian State. Monster of an athlete. I've seen this guy jump over man like he was doing a hurdle. Was that against the Auburn game when he jumped over that guy?
The Auburn game, correct. The original Deuce, number 2. That's him, Troy
Yes, sir.
Allen.
The deuce is loose. The deuce
Troy
is
Allen.
loose.
That's him.
My man had a promising career, was cut short because of injuries, back-to-back injuries every year, all kind of injuries. But he has a form now, and it's funny. I got to reach out to him. Both of us got ranches now. He got animals. I saw some of his stuff on Facebook, but he's gonna be on TV. He's gonna be on what's
A&E, I
that?
think. A&E.
A&E. He's gonna be
Yeah.
on there. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna reach out to old Troy Albill. Am I saying that right, Troy Albill, or is it Troy Albee?
Albee.
Albee. All right, because I heard
Troy
announcer say
Albee.
Albill, but we would say
Right.
Albee. So
Yeah, we just say Troy Albee.
all
We
right,
from the
all
same
right. So we're gonna check
hometown.
Troy out, man. Maybe one day I get one of my boys, one of his cows, and we can do something.
Hey, they call it making music, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
But
it's
hey,
ultimately
Troy, man,
making
we
money.
pulling for you, bro. We pulling for you, man. I hope you see this. If you don't, we still all love, man. But JB, you got anything else to get to the people before we get up out of here?
Man, nothing much, man. As usual, man. I'm glad you ended up putting me on the show. I enjoyed my time on. You know, I hate the phone. Gave you a slight quality earlier, but it came in strong late, like I always do. But
Yeah. Hey, you the
nah,
closer.
man, I just appreciate it. I try to, man. I appreciate it. I like what you're doing, and you're getting better and better, man. Holler at me anytime.
It, man. I enjoyed your time, and we will be following Anderw. I'm gonna try to make it to 2 games this year. So look, I'm gonna need to get some backstage passes because I want to see him coming out the locker room. I want to get some real good material. You think we can make that happen?
We'll figure it out, man.
Hey,
I'm sure we should be able to
have to be an athlete.
figure it out.
Okay.
May have to figure it out. He might have to get a couple of games up on his belt, but yeah, I'm gonna see what coach allow.
We might wait like mid-season, it'll cool off a little bit anyway. I don't like being too hot. But first 3-4 games, it's hot. It's sweating. I don't want them problems. When it start cooling off, we good.
In a situation like this, I think the big sell sign is always for the team, right? We got a kid named his name is Christian. I think it's Christian Gabriel or Christian Gabe. He's a 4-star. He committed to Georgia, and then we have our middle linebacker named Mac. He committed to Air Force. So you come in there, and Anderw be somewhat of a closer while you come in here and saying, hey, let me see what the guys got. Granted, Anderw is the reason for the season, but at the end of the day, you all have a lot of good things going on that I like to take a poke at. So I think that'll be a cool end.
I got you. So we can just highlight all these guys.
Just highlight all them guys, man. Absolutely.
Do a showcase for the whole school.
Because one thing about it, man, you can't do it by yourself.
Hey, that's right. That's 100% right.
Hey, man, I enjoyed it.
Hey, I appreciate it, JB. We'll see you on the other side, man. We get some new updates, man. We're going to bring it back.
On the by and by, man. You be easy, bro.
All right. You be safe, man.
Later.
Hey, y'all, we will have a show tonight at 10 o'clock. We will be going live tonight at 10 with the crew. We're going to have the chef cooking, and I'm going to try to get promo on here tonight. So we will jump into it with we got a lot of stuff going on Colorado news we want to jump into. So we're going to talk about it tonight, y'all. We're going to do all Colorado tonight. And no, we're going to do a little bit of that WNBA too because we got some funny stuff to talk about. But we'll see y'all later.